Sukup Manufacturing Company is a name synonymous with bins better built. For more than 6 decades, company leaders have worked to innovate and create ag products to save you time and money. From bins to bandwidth, Sukup's most recent acquisition will lead to next-level automation. Tonight, we're bringing you a major announcement about the future from the company's newest innovator. Love a big announcement around here, and we love the fact that you're with us for it. Good evening. Welcome to Rural America Live. I'm Christina Loren. Sukup stands by their products, and tonight you're going to hear how those products go beyond quality and envelop quality of life for those on the farm. Plus, it's your opportunity to ask questions from the ag experts who run the show at Sukup. We're going to open up our phone lines in just a little bit. Get your questions ready because they brought a great giveaway for 2 lucky winners. But first, I want to introduce our guest tonight. Sukup Manufacturing Company's president and CEO, Steve Sukup, is with us, and Chief Administrative Officer and General Counsel Emily Schmidt is with us as well. Thank you both for being here tonight. We're excited. Before we dive into some of the products, and you're a household name at this point, especially with our audience, but let's remind everybody about who Sukup is and who you are. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I grew up on the family farm, and my dad, when he came up with his first idea, went into the local welding shop, and I followed him there and learned to weld and run a torch when I was in 6th grade. And so I took that with me and enjoyed the manufacturing, went to Iowa State University, received an industrial engineering degree, and then came back into the family business, and we've grown and expanded ever since then.
So your father was a great ag innovator, Eugene, and you have proven to also be a great ag innovator. I love the family history. Tell us your part of the story, if you will, Emily. Tell us about your background.
Thanks, Christina. I'm Emily Schmidt, Chief Administrative Officer and General Counsel, and I knew I wanted to be a lawyer since 5th grade. So grew up 8 miles east of the company. Always was looking for, how would the law look like for me? And I just knew that if I was going to be passionate about something, it might as well be our own family company. And I grew up, everything that we saw, Dad would always say, well, we can make that better. So it was great to go back to the company and make it happen, and it's been a very exciting past 14 years.
Well, brilliance courses through your veins. I mean, just look at your family history. It runs down the gene pool. I want to talk a little bit about Sukup. Tell our viewers at home, what makes Sukup Manufacturing different from the competitors out there?
Well, I think, first of all, I love climbing anything we build. So whether it's the grain bins, the grain dryers, the structural towers, I'll climb it. And what makes it special is our name's on it, so you really want to make it quality. But also when our customers call into Sukup, they're usually asking for sometimes a Steve or a John or a Jason or a Matt, and they're asking for somebody specific because we've always had that personal touch. When you call in to the receptionist, it's not a punch 2, 3, or 4. It's a real person going to say, hey, I'll find you, John, and we'll get your situation taken care of. But then again, it's the family farm. I grew up on the family farm. My wife and I, our 3 kids, Emily and Crystal and Nick, all grew up on the family farm, so agriculture runs deep with us.
It really does, and your father, Eugene, was such an amazing man, and I wonder if that is something that he instilled in you, that personal touch when it comes to customer service. Is that something that he taught you?
Oh, yeah. He knew everybody's name, and that's something we've prided ourselves in, knowing all our employees' names, knowing our customers by name, visiting their operations, and then also knowing agriculture and farming close by, knowing how important our land and growing products are.
And there's about 5 Steves also answering calls. So sometimes they get Steve Sukup, and he's like, oh, Joe, what do you need?
Emily, you know this. Sukup's products, they remain in high demand. After all these years, after 60 years, 60 years, that's so much time when you think about how far this country has come over that time span. How are you able to meet the needs of an ever-changing ag industry? The family farm looks a lot different today than it did 60 years ago, but Sukup's still right there.
Well, definitely, and we're very lucky to be right at the crosshairs of both ag and manufacturing. And ag is important to Iowa, and manufacturing actually is the main driver of GDP for the state. And 50% of that comes from rural towns, and so we have to innovate. So Sheffield, Iowa is where our headquarters are, 1,200 employees. So we'll innovate on the plant floor, innovate in our products, and innovate our employment practices. So we have paid paternity leave. We have a free on-site clinic that you go, check in, check out. Don't even have to take time, make it up. And then this fall, we're going to be opening up our child care facility.
Guess what name is on the child care facility?
Bintown.
Hey, I want a baby born in Bintown. I'm sure there's some farmers out there who could agree with me. And I will just ask you this about your products, because I think that they're appreciated by our farmers so much, especially when we have volatile commodity prices like we've seen. Having a grain bin gives you a little bit more control. And for farmers who are trying so hard to scrape for that bottom line, talk about why this is important, why you take pride in building these great structures for our farmers.
Well, with our grain bins, you're giving our customers the opportunity to seize the market at the right time. And we know there's volatility in the markets, and our customers then can decide when's the best time to sell. With our dryers, we give them the highest efficiency dryers on the market so that we can add profit down to that bottom line for them. As you mentioned, it's so close for everybody out there with the growing seasons and the competitiveness. And, in our ethanol markets, our ethanol plants need grain 360 days a year. Yeah. And so with on-the-farm storage, our customers are able to meet that.
And you think about this potential down the line with ethanol potentially going into jet fuel. And we're going to need a lot more storage. So Sukup is going to be needed. There's a deep history that has laid the foundation for success. We've touched on it. But Sukup Manufacturing is more than just about the products. This is a company that values the hundreds who work behind the scenes.
Sukup Manufacturing Company's home base is Sheffield, Iowa. That's the same community where it was founded 61 years ago by local farmer Eugene Sukup. Today, both the second and third generations of the Sukup family are actively involved in day-to-day operations. The company sits on a sprawling million-plus square feet. Expansion continues on site, and there are no signs of it slowing down. Sukup Manufacturing Company is the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer in grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, and is experiencing a time of historic growth. With locations in Manly, Clear Lake, and 2 in Hampton, Iowa, Sukup is also expanding in Ames, Iowa. Over the last 2 decades, the company has grown more than 10 times larger and recently acquired a leading automation distributor, Ramco Innovations. Innovation and growth are important to company leaders. Staff have tripled over the years, and the latest technologies help create jobs and efficiency within these walls. Sukup Manufacturing has 6 distribution sites across the U.S., along with international locations in Denmark and Ukraine. Christian values and a commitment to caring for its employees are reflected in a recent recognition for the second year in a row as a best place for working parents. More recently, the company joined UBTC and Westborg School District to address a childcare shortage in North Iowa. Bintown childcare is set to be completed later this fall. Employee health remains a priority with an on-site health clinic at its Sheffield headquarters. And employee morale gets a boost often with traditional celebrations such as Watermelon Day, the company picnic, grill outs, and the recent addition of a walking path. There's also that Hawaii vacation for employees who have been with the company for 10 years, and ham and turkey handouts during the holidays. This past year, President, CEO, and second-generation family member Steve Sukup marked 60 years in operation, and this year is the 10-year anniversary in the company's new office building. Still, the company remains focused on the future and what lies ahead. Proud to know Sukup products play a role in feeding the world, and even prouder putting their name on those products.
You have to love a company that takes people to Hawaii. at any time. And you put in 10 years of service, you get to go to Hawaii. I understand you do this every 6 years, huh?
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah. How recently did you go?
Just in February.
Oh.
And so it was a little tense with the Maui situation. Yes. We go to Lahaina, and we've been going there for 30 years at different times. So we really feel like we've grown up with that village, and then with the disaster they had, and we didn't know if they could house all of us, but they were so adamant. Mm-hmm. Emily worked close with them that they wanted us to come. They needed the tourism, and we had a fantastic trip. There wasn't a hitch in the whole thing, so it worked fantastic.
I'm really happy to hear that. My favorite island is Maui. I got married in Maui, so I understand that. Tell me a little bit about what you do with the company. I want to first of all welcome Sukup's Chief Innovation Officer. This is Hank Norm. We're glad you're with us. Innovation is where Sukup is headed. Tell us a little bit more about that, because it's exciting.
Yeah, happy to be here. Hank Norm, Chief Innovation Officer for Sukup. For the past several years, I've been serving as CEO of Ramco Innovations, which is an automation solution provider based out of Des Moines, Iowa, covering the Midwest. I've always been very passionate about the technology side of manufacturing, and from a state perspective, I've served as the chair of the Iowa Innovation Council and co-chaired the Advanced Manufacturing Subgroup. In December, Sukup acquired Ramco Innovations, and from that, a new entity was born known as Sukup Innovations. That's going to hold Ramco, Maple Studios, which is an industrial technology startup studio, and our ag tech offerings that we're going to bring online over time. Emily talked about Iowa's #1 driver of GDP bringing manufacturing, and it's absolutely true. And I'm really excited for Ramco and Sukup to partner up and really drive additional manufacturing capabilities and innovation across the Midwest.
Based on what I know about Ramco, software-based companies, is that where Ramco got started?
Hardware, software, all things automation and electrical.
Okay, so this is a match made in heaven, and we get to find out more about it right now, because as Hank explained, Ramco Innovations brings automation to the table. The staff there are tasked with helping businesses across the Midwest find solutions to their automation needs. They've been doing it for quite some time. More than just parts facility, the West Des Moines-based company brings its own credibility to the table. Here is how this newly formed relationship with Sukup is a match made in heaven.
Ramco Innovations is a high-tech solutions provider with a focus on factory automation. We have customers in every state and internationally as well.
We provide a range of products from sensors to PLCs all the way to robots and lighting.
We work with customers that might have processes that are repetitive, tedious, maybe even dangerous, or they're just not getting the control reliability that they're looking for.
As the production manager, I oversee our value add department, which includes our warehouse with shipping and receiving, our terminators group that does small part modifications, and our full 508A electrical panel shop.
We have a UL panel shop, UL certified panel shop here. And a customer will come to us and present a solution, and maybe they don't have the engineering resources to build a panel or do the programming on a PLC that might be in the panel.
As a value-add distributor, we are more than just a parts store. We come up with customized solutions for our customers to solve their everyday challenging applications.
We work with customers in all different kinds of industries. It could be automotive, it could be semiconductor, it could be tire and rubber, it could be packaging, it could be material handling. The list goes on and on and on and on.
As an application engineer, my job here at Ramco is first and foremost to know the products. We are a distributor, so our goal is to sell products, and we cannot do that without an in-depth knowledge of each and every product we sell.
We work hard to set ourselves apart from our competitors, whether that's technical training for our inside sales staff, the way we partner our inside and AE, our sales reps, our push with value add, the fact that we really want to find a solution for our customer, not just sell them something.
My name is Megan Brandt, and I am the director of Maple Studios. So Maple Studios is built within the campus of Ramco Innovations. It's been here for about 6 years. Maple Studios is a startup studio for early stage industrial tech companies and startups. It's a place for them to grow, to build their company, and to eventually get so big that they have to move out and bring more jobs into the Iowa ecosystem. The staff of Ramco actually gets to serve as supporters, people who offer guidance, even some paid memberships to help startups with their front office and back office. I feel lucky even in that sense where I'm a part of the Ramco family, but I get to manage Maple as my own department, but I wouldn't be able to do any of it without the team at Ramco.
I think you have to take a little bit of a step back and look at the intersection and the synergies between the two companies. That's really the key. I think at a surface level, it might seem different, but the reality is that both companies are really focused on creating innovative solutions for their customers and constantly looking at emerging technologies. And it's those companies, in order to stay relevant, have to pay attention to what's going on and looking at evolutionary and revolutionary products and processes that they can capitalize on. I think that Ramco and Sukup are at that intersection.
Pretty exciting. That's where the industry is going. You are a proponent of innovation, Steve. Why does this Ramco and Sukup innovation combination make for such a great relationship?
Well, we'd actually used Ramco a few years ago on an automation project, and it worked great. And so these last year or so, when we were talking about what we could do more with bin measurement and monitoring systems, Emily said, hey, what about Ramco? And she had worked with Hank Norum, and Matt chimed in and said, oh, I know Hank. And so it was like a no-brainer, and because they brought the automation, the robotics, the industrial supply to it. And so it was one that we know we need to move forward with some of our bin monitoring and measurement systems. It's going to give us that floorboard to move forward on, and then we think open up other opportunities in the industrial area.
You remember trying to get your dad to innovate? Was that difficult?
Well, my dad always, he enjoyed innovation, but it's also one of the things in the last 20 years we've grown 12 times larger with products we weren't making then. So we just keep adding other products to it. And so whether it's on the farm, we like growing. If it's manufacturing, we like designing and making it.
Doesn't it feel good to know that the company, though, is going into good hands, and that you're investing in someone who cares so much about keeping you at the forefront of the ag industry? I love that. I love family businesses like yours. Hank, it sounds like you're ready to take a step forward, and you're going to do so for us live tonight.
That's right. We're taking a step forward. We're going to make an announcement tonight. This has been in the works for a little while now, but we're going to launch a concept and the logo known as Sync. So hopefully we can get that shown here.
Oh, look at that.
There it is.
It's sharp.
It's sharp. So Sync, for some background, is intended to provide on-farm automation solutions, and our goal is to increase productivity and profitability on the farm. We're going to release this in phases over time, and the whole idea is that they're going to operate independently and collectively together. So with phase one, we're really going to focus the platform on bin monitoring solutions, and then from there we're going to take it and put in enhanced controls and monitoring systems, all with a very user-friendly screen for them to operate from. The Sync name brings in some elements here. For one, the Sukup name, you'll see the K in there in Sync, and then the second part of that is that we're syncing components together. So a nice succinct name and logo that you saw there that will help us bring innovation to the forefront of Sukup manufacturing. So you'll be seeing announcements coming over time, but we really wanted to unveil this for you live tonight.
I love that for you, RFD TV viewers. Thank you for doing that. We're just getting this conversation started. The world is not getting any smaller. The demands to feed and fuel it only growing. And that's why Sukup Manufacturing is our guest on Rural America Live tonight. We're going to give you the chance to talk to them, to discuss how Sukup works closely with its dealer network. And for many, that relationship spans decades. We're also going to talk about some of their products. We're taking your calls on the other side of this break. And guess what, Rural America? You could be a winner tonight, and it's Sukup, so you know they brought a great giveaway for not just one, but two lucky on-air callers. I'm going to give you the number right now, 877-731-6733. We're going to open up our phone lines. Take a look at what you can win here. Join the conversation. This is one of two camping setups, just like you see on your screen, complete with 2 chairs, 2 mugs, a folding table, and a tiki torch. It's that time of year. It's that time of year you could win this and have some friends over at your farm or ranch or rural American area. Wherever you are, everybody can benefit from something like that. You can even re-gift it. 877-731-6733. What we really want is for you to join our conversation with Sukup tonight. We are going to continue that on the other side of this break. Stay with us. More Rural America Live with Sukup Manufacturing, who just made a big announcement. We'll be right back.